Hey, historians, welcome back to another great episode of the Historically Haunted Vodcast right here on the Facebook page through StreamYard, like always. Thank you guys. All your comments came through because I'm starting my season 2 now. It's been a full year and it's been quite amazing. I didn't think I'd last this long. I didn't think people would put up with me and want to be my guest, let alone have the show in general. So I appreciate it. I want to dedicate the show real quick before we get to our guest to Ross Rapazzo, the Paranormal King Radio Network. If you guys know, I do my radio show, which is audio only, every Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, right on the network. Heather does hers every other Wednesday, Witch and Life Guide. Ross's mother passed away. My mom died right after Lorraine Warren did in 2019. I still grieve my mother. She was my best friend, and she was Ross's best friend. His mother was to him. So shout out to Ross. God bless you, man. We love you. I love you. You did so much for me when I had nothing in life and I thought I was a worthless piece of shit. You gave me a radio show. You believed in me and kicked me in the ass. So for now, my shows won't be going on Fridays. I'm going to focus on the vodcast. Every other Tuesday is going to be now every Tuesday. I'm going to get some good guests, some cryptozoologists, mediums, ghost hunters, historians, and all that good stuff. So this show is dedicated to Ross Rapazzo and his mother in Canada and Paranormal King Radio Network. I love you guys. And also, too, real quick, thank you to Kenneth Drake for putting a word into me to the New York Times, the New York Today. It says paranormal, what does it say? Fucking paranormal celebrity. That's me, right? Adam Began comes back for season 2. It's an article, and it's actually #1 trending right now. And I've gotten a lot of requests from people. I'm friends with a lot of new people. So I really appreciate hello, Belina. How are you? Thank you for joining us. So anyway, blah, 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 blah. Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter on YouTube. Check me out. I've been to some cool places lately. So besides that, we're going to bring on some great guests today because it's about them, not me, even though it's about me a tiny bit. We're going to bring on first. She is the co-founder of Historically Haunted Paranormal. She's my girlfriend of 5 years now. Should be a fiance. I'm working on that. She's also a medium. She's working on her mediumship. She's definitely a sensitive, definitely spiritualist. She's a witch. A great cook, Italian cook. She's also the host of the Witch and Life Guide show every other Wednesday on Paranormal King Radio Network, every 2nd and 4th. That's at 8 p.m. Eastern. And that is Heather Witchin Caminiti. Hello, Heather.
Hello, how are you? What a great intro.
Yes, the brain.
That was really sweet. Our hearts definitely go out to Ross. It was one of those things where expected but not expected, and either way it doesn't matter. It's just it changes your world. It puts your world upside down. So
yeah.
Send love and light out there, guys. Thank you so much. And yeah, congrats on that article. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah,
that was really cool.
I'm pretty excited. I've been getting a lot of friend requests from some, honestly, I'm not going to say too much, but like producers, movie makers, the people that directed and starred in the movie Terrifier with the black-faced clown, black and white, the new horror movie, Terrifier 2. They reached out to me and sent me a friend request. I don't know what that's all about. Stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Anyway. Yeah, so anyway, next we have, so that's Heather Caminiti. She's amazing, as you guys know. So Alyssa Watling, for me and Heather went down to go see medium Kenneth Drake and medium psychic Alexandria Saar, and we ended up meeting my next 2 guests, and Alyssa was one of them. She was just in the crowd, and I feel like we bonded. She came to our table with her mother, and then afterwards, she kind of jumped right in when they were giving me some sort of reading-ish. But I digress. She is an evidential medium. She specializes in sharing messages from the other side, basically. In her sessions, she provides validation that your loved ones are still with you. They're still with us. Of course, they're. She's able to sense their energies around her. She's able to provide messages and comfort for those healing, for grieving, I should say, and healing for those grieving the loss of their loved ones. She's also an angel and oracle card reader, a Reiki master, so much more. She actually talked to me yesterday. She hit the head on the nail. I'm gonna have to ask her for the next lottery number. She's that good. Alyssa, hello.
Hi guys. Glad to be here. Thanks so much.
Awesome chick. I can't wait to get to know you. This hour is going to be fantastic. So thank you so much for coming on, Alyssa. Heather, you guys have met. You know each other. Oops, this way.
Absolutely. Yeah. Which way are we? So good to see you again.
We're going to get right to you in a minute, and let's bring on our last but not least guest. Heather actually had her on her show a couple weeks ago. Her real name, I think, is Katya.
Katya.
Okay. But Kat, K-A-T.
Yeah.
Kat is an understudy of Alexandria Sarr, psychic medium Alexandria Sarr. We met her at the conference as well. She was kind of issuing stuff, and we bonded, man. She's just like our little fucking buddy, our little teammate. Like, she's amazing on her intuition. She's up and coming. She's a young chick, 22, married, got a kid, but she knows her shit, just like all these other girls do. So without further ado, and she is on Darlings Eternal. I didn't write that down, and I smoke pot. Think about that, and I remember it. Kat, what's going on?
I'm excited. What's going on with you?
Good, not much. Just let you know, everybody, I don't know who this is. She's a first-time listener that I see, but Belina, she says hello. I don't know if anybody knows her. Awesome. Thank you for tuning in. Nathaniel Elwell, what's up, everyone? It doesn't say Facebook user this week. Nathaniel's a big guy, in my opinion, he's someone that you should know. He does a lot of YouTube videos on sites, on equipment, on stuff that you girls don't use. He uses more electronical devices. Of course, you're all into the rocks and gems, but he's someone to follow for sure. Michelle Rack, good evening, Adam and Heather and everyone. Hello. And Kat's coming in. Hello, Kat. So anyway, awesome. So, Miss Alyssa, you just seem like a spectator to me. I'm going to dive right into it. And then when you talk to us, and then I saw you kind of scribbling stuff in your notepad, and at the end of the mediumship session, you had a whole shabeel written down. You've got some little talents of your own. Do tell, how long have you been into this?
To be totally honest, I think I was that 3 and 4 and 5-year-old that my parents looked at and they said, "What is going on here?" There was a lot of premonitions going on. Did I understand it back then? No. A lot of energy coming and going, a lot of sensitivities, but I didn't understand it until adulthood, where I really tuned in. I started picking up people's pain, and that was getting to me. I would have a headache when I was sitting next to a person that had a headache. I had knee pain if I sat next to somebody who had knee surgery. I work in the medical field. I'm front lines, but if I walk into a room and somebody is having something medical going on, I can actually pick up their pain and I can feel it on my body in the location that they have the pain. So that was getting to me and it was wearing me down a little bit. So I started learning that these things could be energetic. So I started with Reiki, and then I realized all the intuitive messages and the premonitions were really energy all along. So once I realized I had to put up a boundary and let some in and keep some out, and only let it in when it was a healing message and with positive intention. And it wasn't just me feeling somebody's pain. If I need to feel somebody's pain as a message, I can feel it on my body, what happened to them. And then I just go from there. But if it gets cranked up too much, I can tell it to step back now that I have better control of it.
That's, I'm not trying to cut in. That's fantastic. But that's something I think I hear a little bit about with the psychic medium genre is y'all put up boundaries. You don't let these spirits walk all over you. Am I right, Kat, Heather? And I think others can listening. I know Betsy, hi, Betsy Brown, and I know Lisa and Michelle kind of got abilities. And I think you have to, right? Otherwise, it's going to drive you batshit crazy. And I think with you, that's a first for me. I haven't heard about people feeling people's pain, like arthritis, surgery pain. That's pretty wild. That can be scary. You're just running your own business out and about, and all of a sudden your knee gives out because someone next to you had knee surgery or something.
That has happened for sure. My throat will close up if the loved one was intubated. Half of my body will go numb if they had a stroke. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually feel it. And then I say, "Thank you for the message, back off." And they'll take it off me.
That's good.
But I never knew how to do that all these years.
Or what it was for, I guess, right?
Yeah, I called myself a headache girl. But now if I get a headache, I say, "You're too close to me, back up." And sometimes the headache will go away. If the headache doesn't go away, then I have to take credit that it's my own headache.
It does happen from time to time.
It does happen that it doesn't go away and it's mine.
Does this resonate with you, Kat, Heather? Is what she's saying kind of seem something you guys can? Kat shaking her head. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is this something you feel? Yeah. Go ahead.
It's funny that people, when they even talk about pregnant. Okay, for instance, when a woman's pregnant and they say her husband will have those, what do they call it?
It's like sympathy
Sympathy
planes or cravings or something.
Oh, like yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that stuff's real. I mean, I've been able to definitely pick up on others' emotions. I don't think I've been able to, like, oh, this, this person's got a surgery going on, or, the physical aspect, emotional part is definitely overwhelming to the point where you don't even know where your feelings start and where
Yes, thank you,
someone
Betsy.
else's does. So, um, yeah, that's just it's very crazy. And that must have been kind of scary until you kind of figure it out. You must have
Hey,
thought you were falling apart,
It was
really.
always something different. It was always a different pain. It's not like you typically have the same pain over and over again and you have a chronic pain or an injury that you had. No, it would change. I could walk into a room and it would change to something different.
yeah, everybody's got a new ailment, right? So one thing you're walking in and you're almost looking like the fucking robot guy. My neck, my back, my neck, my back.
Yeah.
Wow, this got my leg. You know what I mean? You can't.
It
I'm not
it
trying to
was
make light
scary
of it.
for a while, not
Oh, of
understanding
course,
what was
of
going on.
course. I don't mean to make light of it. I can see because I remember in the movie Daredevil, he slipped in a water tub because you can hear people's voices almost like a medium could, and he couldn't shut it off. So anything. So I got to ask you, and this is a universal question. We can go around the room. We can start with Kat or whatever. What do you girls do? How do I word this? What do you do to? What do you do?
I already have the answer telepathically.
What was the
Spiritual
question?
bouncers is my answer. How do you protect your boundaries?
How the fuck did you know that? I was going to say like
I have
Sage or
spiritual
something.
bouncers around my bubble, and I have set rules.
I was going to say, how do you guys protect yourself from something that's not wanted? But thanks, Alyssa, for spoiling it.
Telepathy
Wow.
comes through quicker than spoken English or any language.
Wow. Wow. Yeah. I mean, and that's old school. I mean, they all say, hey there, Nicole, just finished cleaning. Oh, that's awesome. I don't know why I brought that on for, but she says hi. So what about you, Kat? What do you do for protection? You're so young, Kat. What are you, 22, right? I had that right? So
Yeah.
you're kind of just coming into this field. What have you, I mean, obviously you're learning from you learn from, I can't
From
remember her name.
Alex.
Alexandra.
Yeah.
But you're learning obviously from all of us now. You're learning from yourself, but you must obviously have self-taught yourself and learn how to protect yourself. What do
Oh
you
yeah,
do?
for a long time. Like when I was on Heather's show, I mentioned that for 2 years I lived in a haunted house when I was a toddler. And that's like the ultimate test right there. You're waking up every day, you're going to sleep every day with demons that are taunting you in your own home. So it definitely became very quick to put a boundary up not only around yourself, and that's the thing that Alex likes to say. She's like, treat your boundary bubble like a shield. Envision your shield, because once you make that definition of I'm protected to that extent, like unless you don't want it coming through, it's not going to bother you. And I was honestly like, really? Are you sure? Because I'd already been through so much before I started my mentorship with her. And she was like, I'm telling you, just try it. And I was like, oh my God, it makes such a difference. Like even being in, being someone who does talk to spirits, who does, have psychic messages, you still become skeptical to some things because you're like, is this like, it's all trial and error. Some sort of boundary that could work for Alyssa, for Heather, for you might not work for me or for them. Like it's all trial and error. And
I agree to that. Yeah.
I'm a huge believer in boundaries on my living space. When I go to a new space, even if it's just like the night, hotel, whatever, as soon as I walk in, I'll walk around to the doors, the windows, and I'm like, unless it is family or friend that I want here, I will not be getting any messages. I don't want to know about it. I don't want to hear about it. And that's that. But if you're in the hallway, free game.
Man, you New England girls, you New England witches are something else. You're all strong-willed. You're all lovey, very lovey. I get that vibe out of all of you, very lovey, but you're all very much, like Heather says, do no harm, but take no shit. You're not afraid to pop someone if you got to.
Oh, yeah. It's the motto.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to save us. It's all right to be nice, but bad people take advantage of that. So you got to stick up for yourself, especially in this field. I hate that fucking term, but females overrun it. Used to be like, oh, it was male driven, then it was equal. In my opinion, I trust more females than males in this genre. All the males want is a goddamn TV spot. Whoa, look at me, I'm on a TV. All the girls are in it to help people. All the girls I talk to are all psychic mediums. They all want to help people. They want to help themselves, and they're very genuine. Sure, Cindy Garza and them are on great girl are on TV and doing their thing, but you all do this for pennies on the dime. You don't really charge, but you go and sit up and you do your shit, right? Like Alyssa, you were there not even really representing your craft. You were there just kind of supporting and learning or helping learn. But then all of a sudden, here you are now, like, holy shit, you stuck out like a sore thumb because you're very modest, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You're all very much not like, I'm a medium, I'm an author, I got to buy, I'm a Lila. You're all very much like, what do you want me on your show? I'm like, oh, that's the perfect one. I got to have you. Come on my show. Anyway, I went off on a tangent. That's what I get for smoking a joint.
Before I even walked in the room, I had already pointed out to my mom who my team had discussed, or who my team had already identified. You were one of them. I picked a person in a particular color shirt in the front of the room. And I told my mom, it's going to be this one, it's going to be this one, and it's going to be that one. And she's like, it's going to be what? And I am going to have a conversation with them today. I don't know if it's a reading. I don't know if they can offer me some guidance or if I can offer them some guidance, and I don't force the conversation. I think I'm leaving at the end of the night, and one of those people that I haven't met with yet meets me in the parking lot. So my team does give me pointers on who are my people and who I'm going to have a conversation with. So that always happens. But I also have my spiritual team go clean an area before I get there. So the energy is appropriate and is already set with my boundaries. If anyone comes into my bubble, I picture my bubble like a physical bubble, like your physical body. You only let so many people in that space, that closeness, that vulnerability. Your energetic bubble is the exact same. If something got into your energetic bubble, you allowed it. So you can say, well, my people can come in. If you have a husband or a wife or family, their baggage sometimes gets into your bubble. That's just natural. But other than that, if you're not my people, you can stay out of my bubble unless I invite you in. They stand outside my bubble. I'm aware of them, and they can't come in until I allow them in. So what I do is you have to have the highest and best interest of the person that I'm reading for. You have to pay attention to my energetic levels. And if I don't have enough energy or enough connectivity that day, like, you can't come in. If it's time sensitive, you already have to check all these boxes before I am even aware you're standing there. Wow. And then when you're standing there and you're like, hi, I'm here, I'm like, okay, that's fine, but I need their permission before I tell them you're here.
Wow. You're hard to get into.
Then they'll give me the conversation starter. They'll say, talk about that tattoo, talk about that necklace. I'll say, oh, that's a pretty necklace. They'll say, oh, that's from, and they'll say, it was my mother's. And I'll say, I'm a medium, so if I pick up any messages, would you like to hear them? And they say yes, but I already have their person here. But once I get the permission, I'll let the message through.
Well, real quick to it, and that's all fantastic. Just let everybody know in chat, if anything that Alyssa or anyone says here resonates with you, if it seems like someone is speaking, like Alyssa said, sometimes she'll say shit. She's like, I don't even know what that means. And someone's like, I do. As you know, mediums do that a lot. So if Alyssa or anybody says anything or does any sort of action, you're like, my mom used to do that. My girl, please speak out and chat. I'll bring you on and you can have a one-on-one with either one of these. Kat, absolutely. We gotta go potty.
But it's starting to aggravate me. Someone has like a relative that passed away that had breathing issues because I keep going like they almost like choked when they passed away, and I don't know who. It feels more like a man, and he's like it's not my asthma, like I couldn't breathe, because everyone wrote it off when he passed away, like, oh, he always had a breathing issue, and he's like, no, like this is different. It's dense.
What? Go ahead. Say something, Heather.
Well, you and we were talking about Rico not too long ago. and he just had a birthday.
When I say Rico, his name was Patrick. We called him Rico just for short. He died about 5 months ago. I was good friends with him. He choked on when he was younger. He choked on a hot dog, and they had to go through his throat to get it. So now he's got a tracheotomy, and he had a voice box, the whole nine. And when he died, he was found face down, and they think it's because he was drunk. No big deal. Maybe he was overweight, had a heart attack. But I don't know if that matters. But what I was going to say is my grandfather. Remember when I told Drake called out Raymond? And I said, that's my grandfather's name who died in front of me. I never said this there, but he died of lung cancer from smoking. And I watched him die in front of me in the hospital when I was 14. And he died gasping. I'm going to cry. Hold on. I'm good. He died. I was fucking 14 when I saw it happen. It was on his birthday. I brought him a card. And no, everybody got out of the hospital room except for me because I was just, no one gave a fuck, I guess, or they just forgot about me. And I watched him vomit, flatline, eyes roll back, the whole nine. Anyway, saw someone die when I was 14. Most people can't say that their whole life. And I saw it when I was young.
Hey, I was 15. I was 12. I get it.
Yeah, he died of lung cancer, and he started breathing, and they go, "Oh, it's lung cancer." And to this day, I'm like, "Was it?" I don't know.
Well, that would make sense because that's what he's focusing on. Because the rest of the body feels completely fine. He's like, everyone said that like how I passed was wrong. Like I choked to death. Like I couldn't breathe. That's what stopped me. Like it feels like there was a blockage in like the air passage from it, and he's like, I choked.
He was on life support. He was on the air of those iron lungs. He was awake, but he had the lung thing that goes, not iron lung, but that's old school.
I know what that. Yeah,
but it's like
compressor
whatever.
thing.
I remember it all like it was fucking Stephen King's movie. Like I just watched it last night.
Yeah.
Most people get turned off from that shit. Anyway, but it's not about me. We got people coming in with questions and stuff. Question for everyone. Hello, Aaron Ryan. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. I love the support. Please tune in all the time. Question for everyone. I'm pretty new to this. There are many people who say there are mediums, but I'm not sure. But I'm sure some are not true mediums. How do I know if someone's a medium or just a faker? Thank you. Honest question. There are a lot of scam. There are a lot of those people out there that want your buck. They go, someone loves you. Someone really misses you. Oh, that's my grandmother. Yeah. She was baking pies. So, yeah, great question. Girls, how do you all feel about that? I'll go around the room one at a time, whatever. Chime in. I mean, I think the work speaks for itself. If you sit down for 10 minutes with Alyssa or Kat or Heather, you're going to find out these girls are the real deal. But go ahead, Alyssa.
Yeah. My question for them is always, you have to give me something I wouldn't know. That's just my question. Some people will go down a battery of questions. How many kids do you have? What did you do for work? How did you die? Where did you live? What did you, they'll go through a series of questions. I don't really work that way. That's not wrong, but I don't really work that way because then my Alyssa brain gets in the way. Alyssa has her own filter and I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense. I'm not doing that. But when my team channels through me, my Alyssa brain has to be to the side. I can't be focused on what I'm doing after the reading, what my honey-do list is. So when I start channeling, Alyssa brain goes to the side. And my question is, give me something I couldn't know. And they will give me, like the other day I got, are you bootlegging moonshine? Like things that I wouldn't have any knowledge about. So it has to come through. I'm going to change the words here. I'm like, what's the Pink Lemonade reference? And they're like, that was the name of my first car. So it has to be something so significant that nobody knows except the person that you're speaking with. And the medium could not find that information anywhere whatsoever. And it's definitely a memory, an object, something that it's not posted in an obituary or something. It's something that was personal and nobody would know.
It's deeper than like a Facebook post. Like, oh, okay, some dude's like, I got my mom's car. She left me a blue car. You got a blue car? No. Like you say, it's something like yesterday, not trying to bring shit up, but you didn't know shit about me. And you're like, you know, the Orange Sea is like a sports team. It's close to you. And I'm like, it's my fucking Bears. It's my love of my life. It's what bonded me and my mom. You didn't fucking know. You're like, I don't even know what that is. Not that you're not a sport chick, but Kat, do you agree with that? What's your take on that?
Partial. So I receive messages visually, audio, and knowledge. So it'll just kind of download, but similar to like Kat separates, like off in La La Land, like kind of like if you like, what is it? Like the little toys that you can just kind of like shut down. Similar to that. But because I'm so visual, like audio, like one of the first things that people usually address to me is how they passed. And if it was something medical, like choking, I'll feel that and I'm like, what is that about? Like, I know this, like, or
and you're not choking. You know you don't have anything in your throat, but you just get that sensation.
Not at all. Yep. And then like
you start feeling
I did a reading for someone. I did a reading for someone and I was like, your grandmother was a chain smoker because all I smell right now around her is the cigarette smoke. And she's like, oh, but I don't do that anymore, as she's tucking the cigarettes like in her pocket. And they're like, she would lie about it. And I was like, yeah, I know.
You can't lie to a medium. You know that. Come on.
I wouldn't know that about someone. A lot of people, they like to give like very evidential things about. Yep. I did a reading for a friend, never met her grandmother, and her grandmother was so adamant about telling me about a specific like old broken down wooden boat next to a cafe where she would go have like fish and wine with this girl's mom. And I was like, she just keeps drilling this. It was like this tiny, like rickety little boat. And like, she had the white wine in the glass. She thought she was hot shit. She treated it like she was going to the Kentucky Derby. It was just some local shop. And she was like, hold on. And she called her mom and she was like, say that again. And her mom was like, oh my God, it's this place. And I was like, yeah, I've never heard of this place in my life. Don't know where it is. Never seen it. Like, I have no idea what's happening. And it's more interesting too, because people think that like when we do readings for people, we're still present, and people will come back to me like weeks, months later and be like, oh my God, remember that thing you said in reading about da da da? And I'm like, no. Sure. That's great. I have no idea what I told you.
Well, like Alyssa said, you kind of detach, so to speak, not so much out of body, but kind of detach your brain, detach your body. Yeah. So you're more or less a vessel. You're more or less the fucking don't shoot the messenger. You're just relaying the message through them. You're not taking any heart to know. And remember that time at Denny's? Remember that we cried on our house grounds? You don't fucking remember that, right? I mean,
that's literally when someone's like, "Oh, what's a medium?" Like, we are the mediator. We're the median. You can talk to them. They can hear you. They're talking back, but you can't hear. So I'm just telling you, like, if you pass notes between people in class, like, oh, I'm just the middleman, like,
you're the teacher. You will read them out loud to the class, motherfucker. Yeah, exactly. What about you, Heather? I know you've been so loud this whole time. What about you in this situation? I know you get the bulldog put away. I can't hear her.
Oh, good. Yeah, she was whining, but she seemed to have calmed down a little bit.
I see you now. You won't
I think, for me, I've never done readings for people because I wouldn't call myself a medium. Like, I don't feel I'm getting messages from people. I just feel I have a strong connection to the universal, the divinal universe.
You're a spiritual healer. The things you've done for me in my years of since I've known Heather, within the first year of knowing Heather, my mother died. I became homeless. I kind of lived with her, but I couldn't really because I'm not on the lease and the whole nine. And she just got me food and just the whole nine. And yeah, she's been there when I got my car accident and I died for 38 seconds. And she's the only one that came to the hospital. My dad didn't. My sisters didn't. My mom was dead. If it wasn't for Heather, I'd probably still be in Portland, fucking walking around with a gurney on somewhere, going wah.
Yeah, so, fit right in over there.
So she's is what she is, and she brings it for a mother of two. She's been a mother since she was 16, and she's still pulling it off. I can vouch for Heather. She's not quite a medium, even though she has took a couple courses under Cindy Garza, with the Holzer files and everything. Heather knows her way around things. She doesn't give herself enough credit, but she's right up there, and she knows shit. She knew both you girls were great. When I told her I wanted to have you both on the show, she's like, I'm coming on too. I'm your co-host or I'm a guest. All right, let's do it. She thinks the world of you both.
So that actually, anyway, I think kind of answers the question, like how my answer is a question is, how do you know the real ones from the fake ones? I think it's going to take a little bit of practice of just following your gut and your intuition on who you feel really, really connected with when you're talking to somebody. If you don't feel a connection with somebody who wants to do a reading on you, then it is what it is. Anybody that comes up to you and says, I have a message for you. Do you have $10? And I can give you the message. Probably not in your best interest. Whether or not they're a medium Probably they could be or could not. I can't say for sure, but anyone who wants to just charge you right away without you approaching them first, or at least wanting it first, that's kind of like a red flag.
Call the 800 number on the bottom, baby. I'll read you right now.
Charging isn't a big deal if that's what someone does, but if that's their intentions prior, I guess, so
Cat's gonna take a piss again.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Cat.
No, another thing that I've noticed, like even like on my own page, the people that message you first and are like, I have this message from the ancestors, it's all divine. It's like, okay, no. Like if you have a message for someone, and I'm guilty of doing this often, but you can't place who, but it's someone that's on your page, I'll literally go like, hey, I have this message from a dad. He's talking about, this specific car and this baseball card. Like, if you know who this guy is, like, let me know and we'll chat about it. Because I know it's for someone, but he won't show me who. I don't go out of my way to track down and be like, oh, this all power. Like, if you see anyone doing something like that, you're immediately going to go like, are you though?
Yeah, and Aaron, thank you for the question, Aaron Ryan. Hopefully that answers your question. I'm sure it did. All these girls were very, 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 and thank you for your question. Very thorough with their answers. I think one bad experience, because I love Salem, but you go to Salem and get your palm read, 99% of the time it's probably some girl who's already chewing fucking bubblegum, reading it off a fucking Tootsie Roll wrapper or something.
Well, and think of it.
Be leery, but at the same time, do your homework like anything else. You're not going to hire someone to do your roof who goes, I got a hammer. Okay, you hired.
Yeah.
Do your research with a medium or a psychic like you would someone that mows your fucking lawn, or you should anyway, right? If you're going to have someone watch your kid, you do your research, right? So someone's going to read your future, do your research. Make sure they're credible. I've been to her. She's great. Oh, let's do it,
I saw a cool question earlier. It said, how can you tell the difference between a witch and a medium? Also, are you able as mediums to sense what gifts people have?
That's the same one.
A little bit under. Yeah.
Rihanna Vallejo. And that's not Vallejo. I know that. It's Vallejo. How can you tell the difference between a bruja, a witch, and a medium? Also, are you able as mediums to sense what gifts others have? Great question. Around the fucking room. Spin it.
Alyssa first.
I'll go first. I'll answer the second one because I don't know if I have a clear answer of the first one. Can I sense the gifts of others? I can sense the gift of others if it has meaning to healing, growth, education. My team will only give me something that is in the person's best interest. I can't be cracking into their information. It's just for what's in their best good. So if it is something that is meant to be known, I have sessions where I'm like, oh, you're seeing things, or you're a seer. This is how we practice seeing things. This is how we interpret it. I'm like, I think you're having dreams. Or you can hear, you have ringing in your ears. This is how we interpret it. This is how we allow it. This is how we block it. And if it has a purpose or a function, their team and my team will give it to me. If it has no purpose of growth or healing, then it's not allowed by my team. And that's a rule that I've set.
So mote it be. That's the biggest thing is that, like, I love that when Alyssa's so very stern. She looks like a peaceful little girl there with her dream catcher and her little sunset. But she says, the rules I set, the boundaries I set. Over and over again, she repeats that. And I think that goes with the spiritual world, with any world. You got to put boundaries up. In any case in your life, that's very fucking smart and strong. Heather, what say you?
So,
what about the witch question? Because you're a witch.
Right. So the difference between
not a bitch, a witch.
I can be a complete bitch sometimes.
No,
me too.
Trust.
I
don't think there would be. I mean, I can't think of what a difference would be. I feel like, like a witch to me is kind of like just a way of life, a way of nature, a way of
herbalism. It's more herbalist.
Yeah, it's a very open-ended. A medium, you're getting messages. A witch is kind of like a practice, maybe. Maybe that would be the only difference I could think of.
I don't think witchcraft and mirror and mediumship go hand in hand. Sure, witchcraft, you can do spells, so to speak. You can do curses, voodoo doll, all that bullshit. But I don't think it's on the same lines. because there's necromancy. I mean, it goes deep, but that's voodoo shit. So you start going deep, but then it's called a spade, right? So what's the difference between a psychic and a medium? I guess, so it can go on and on. That's a tricky question, and we only have an hour, not 4 hours. But that's because there's a word for everything. There's herbalist, there's witch, there's spiritualist, there's medium, there's psychic, there's healer, there's spiritualist, there's witch doctor, shaman, right? Alyssa, you've heard of shaman, right?
Mm-hmm.
You seem like you've been a shaman in a past life. So let's talk about something that all you witches, mediums, and such like. Let's talk about what Nicole seems to like and what you guys. Let's share this. Her protective clear crystal quartz or black obsidian she always wears for protection. Amy, thank you so much. Amy just became friends with me recently. Amy Marie Silva, awesome. Black obsidian in each one of her rooms in her home and one in her pocket when in public. She has a braid and I braid a strain of my hair to protect, almost like a dreadlock for energy. You guys go for that. You have to, I would say. I mean, I carry all rocks, gems, crucifixes, holy water. What's your go-to for that, girls, all the way around? Let's start with Alyssa again.
I would have to say I will grab crystals or clothing or jewelry that I am drawn to grab that day because I know it's going to come up in a discussion or a reading, or I will need that gem that day. I grab what I'm guided to every single day, but I also want to make it clear that if I don't have a crystal in my pocket, my boundaries and my rules have not changed. So if I am not wearing a stone for protection or anything like that, like my rules are the same. My rules follow me. And
give those things power. They don't give you power. Rocks of protection, you give them power.
They will work. They will change the energy. They will change the frequency. They will protect you for sure. But if I don't have one on me, you can't say that my protection is gone. That's fair. I do have spiritual team that is their purpose for being with me. They live with me and travel with me, and they're always in my space.
Miss Cat, I got to ask you before you answer that about the rock. We never did get to you. I'm thinking right now because I'm stoned and my ADD's off the wall because I love talking to you. I've been looking forward to this for like a week to talk to all three of you. Very smart, very awesome ladies. Oh, what do you got? Listen, real quick. What are those? Ooh. You guys recognize those?
Rose quartz, smoky quartz, selenite. Oh, yeah.
Selenite.
Selenite's really good to put over doorways.
What's that, though? It's a bottle. Energy. Selenite's a bottle? What is that? Why is it perfectly shaped?
So it's like
selenite.
Yeah.
This like is a selenite. Wand. This is a heart.
Oh! I thought it was like a white.
You can put your stones on this one to charge. This one. They're like just Heather different.
Does full moon charging. Oh, okay. It looks like a plug-in charger for your phone. It's a rock.
Imagine.
It does.
It is a rock, yeah.
Someone invent that.
Oh, man.
Charge your phone with pure crystal, motherfucker.
It looks like a lightsaber, actually.
Oh, I love that. Right up Nicole's alley. She's a big Star Wars fan. So, Kat, I never did get to the question about the previous question about the difference between witches and a medium, and are mediums able to sense what others have? And I don't really think none of you answered that either, because I've heard from other medium chicks and dudes that you can sense when someone else is going to power it. Alyssa kind of answered it, but more or less, is that a myth or is this X-Men shit where it's like, I know you're one of us?
You can tell your people. You walk in a room and you know they're your people from 200 feet away. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know they're your people.
And not because of the chamba or the fucking incense smell. Not because they smell like sage either.
No, from 200 feet away you can tell.
Weed. Oh, that guy's cool. He smells like a skunk.
Yeah, no, it's honestly, it's energy. It's a feeling. You feel safe or you don't feel safe. You know how like you'll be just talking to a stranger, talking to someone, and then all of a sudden you'll be like, "Oh, you get it." And they're like, "Yeah, I understand." And you get what? They don't know anything about you.
Like these two awesome women underneath us here. Well, that sounds weird. These two chicks right here. We don't know them from Adam, but we met them at a thing and we bonded and we're like, you got to come on our show. We got to get to know you more. You want to come up and hang out? Let's have a fire. Let's talk live. And I think you get that bond from people. So anyway, Kat, answer the fucking question because I'm going to keep dancing around.
Can you tell the difference between a witch and a medium? I'd say sometimes I think definitely you can tell that, like, there are some things like right off rip, like I want to say to you because I know you get it. But I think that the difference is kind of like what Heather was saying is that witches kind of more
Hey, John.
going into the honoring nature, honoring the elements, the senses. And mediums, that's something that you're just kind of like saddled with, like you're kind of like knocked over the head with it when you're born. Like there's generations of witches, there's generations of magic, but inevitably at some point someone chose to be curious, someone chose to study that, someone chose that path, whether it was recently or centuries ago. So you're not always chosen to be a medium. Like you don't wake up and be like, I'm gonna be a medium today. Like it's not like Elle was, I'm gonna go to law school. Like it's just there.
Even Heather, if Heather's half the time, Heather's giving so much love to her daughters and her bulldog and her friends and me. She goes, oh yeah, I gotta love myself too. I'm gonna order Chinese. You forget you forget, ladies, and I think Alyssa, you can agree, even with boyfriends, with children, with animals, with life, with helpers, with strangers, you forget to kind of just take time for yourself. I think that's fair.
Yeah.
So all 4 of us are going to Hawaii on me. Fuck it. No, just kidding. I wish.
Oh, that'd be great. When are we doing that?
I get 30 grand. Pack your bags, ladies. I'll be the jet board.
Oh man.
Let's see real quick.
Able to sense gifts, definitely sometimes.
Yeah.
Definitely sometimes. Like if I'm doing a reading for someone, I'll be like, so why didn't you come in and tell me that you've been, seeing this reoccurrence, seeing this thing? Usually what I've noticed with people is that their family members are talking to them, but they're not picking up on it. But if I've noticed, like doing a kind of blended hybrid reading, whatever you want to call it, where we're doing like tarot, we're doing intuition, we're doing, psychic, we're doing that and loved ones, I'm like, so you should really look into these, gifts you have, because I keep noticing that you're hearing things or that you think you see something, but you're not acknowledging that. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, we should talk about that. You're not going crazy.
Blown away,
like,
just fucking
what? Right?
What? And you're so young, so people go, how the fuck do you know? But as you know, because it runs in your family, as your dad knows who's going to watch it. My cat's dad was very supportive. He tried watching. He doesn't have Facebook. So he's going to watch it.
Cute.
I'm going to have it on YouTube. It'll be on my YouTube channel, everyone. Historically Haunted on YouTube. All my archive copies from the radio show, which is audio only, but you can hear it. And all these shows. So you're going to see Alyssa and Kat and Heather as long as YouTube's around for us in their lives.
He's going to fangirl.
I gotta have each of you back, because
that's cute.
Kat and Alyssa, they can fill a whole hour themselves.
Oh yeah, easy.
So this is a little trial run. Real quick, Jim Brown. Yes, Christopher Brown. You know what's funny? You can ask him. He sang in a heavy metal band, or he played guitar in a heavy metal band, Stillborn Condition. I sang in Culling the Herd for 5 years, sang death metal. And they used to hang myself on stage and shit. They had a big fucking cow skull. Really got into it, Alice Cooper Gore style. And I got into the paranormal team with Chris after I've been into it for so long. I go, there's teams for this shit? And I started realizing Zach Bagans, it was bullshit, but there's actual teams. So I joined the team. Long story short, Chris joined the team, and then he realized he had as a gift. And he'll tell you to this day that if it wasn't for me, he wouldn't realize he had a gift, because he went to the Parsonfield Seminary with me and Heather. It was Maine's first. Hold on, my brain's a million miles an hour. I fucking hate it. It's a gift and a curse too. My historian shit just it was a Maine's first boys and girls religious school that was a co-ed dorm, and it was also using the Underground Railroad, and some people down the street didn't like that, and they burned it down, and 2 black children and 1 white child died in a fire there, and it was rebuilt, but it's haunted as AF. And there's a great.
It's an amazing building.
Yeah,
amazing building.
There, long story short, and I saw the people outside. You girls know me enough, and Heather knows me. I go, this place is haunted. They go, you want a tour? I go, bye. I ran out because I'm not scared to talk to anybody, and that's what got me to go. I saw Alyssa eyeballing me the whole time, and she came to the table and she saw her stuff, and I go, this chick's something. And even Kat, you're sitting very quietly checking people in at the mediumship, but you guys could have your own shows. Same thing with Heather. What drives you all individually? Starting with Alyssa, let's keep the fucking thing going. What drives you all to keep this going? Obviously, it's not money and fame. Not saying that you're not all special and get your own money, but it's not as rich and glamorous as people think, is what I'm saying. What keeps you going in this? Because you have to, obviously, but do you really just like it? I mean, is this your life, right, Alyssa? Kat, Heather?
Yeah, I would say you're given the opportunity in life to follow your heart or follow your head. And I have a master's degree in the medical field, and my heart is pulling me into metaphysics. This is what I was meant to do. I was supposed to learn about the body for the past 16 years. And now I know what kidney is like. Now I know what the lungs do. Now I know what COPD is and what happens with Parkinson's and what intubation is, what CHF looks like. Because I've worked with all these things, and I've worked with people who transition end of life care. But throughout this process, I am just drawn in my heart. They're like, okay, you checked that box. You learned what you needed. It's not necessary. You can stay there if you're comfortable, but that's following your head, that you have to stay in your career. If you follow your heart, it's saying, we have more for you. We have more opportunities. Go. You can grow. You can spread your wings. You can fly now that you have the foundation stones that you were working towards. So I follow my heart, not my head. Sometimes that's hard and you have reservation and you have fear and you're nervous, but to be in a vibration of fear is not always helpful. If you want to grow and expand and try new stuff, you really have to follow what your heart's drawn to follow.
And that's hard because a lot of times there's no money, there's no fame. It's like, oh, you got to do things to correlate to society. When you follow your heart, you're the reject. That's what got 20 men and women killed in Salem. But that's a great answer. And yeah, that's a great answer. And someone who
follow your heart, not your head.
I love that. And you know what? That might get you in trouble sometime. But God damn it, you stay true to yourself. And it is. I'll tell you, there's one chick that's going to make this threesome. Oh, that was bad. This threesome complete. There's one chick's going to make this foursome, and that's medium psychic Alexandria. Psychic medium Alexandria Sar. Dude, chick, you were great. You're the reason why we know these groups, and why we're gonna do stuff in the future. Whether we go to Massachusetts or they come to Maine. Me and Heather are very opening, very loving, and very much willing to go out to eat, smoke our weed, to spend our money, to go pick you up. We just like cool, real people that will hang out with us that don't want to rob us or just use us for bullshit. I've had people that want to hang out with me just to know the sites I explore, and then they leave me high and dry and go explore and make a YouTube video. And I'm thinking to myself, that's copyright, but what can I do? So I don't get that with you girls or Alexandria. Let's see. Beautifully said. She said that right after, I believe, Alyssa. That was Amy. I'm trying to catch up on chat. I'm not gonna lie, as I know that supposedly I'm this big fucking paranormal celebrity. I don't have this many people in chat that much, so this is pretty wild. We've had a good solid 10 people the whole time. Aaron Ryan with a great question for the ladies, and if I forgot to answer anybody, come back. She wants to know, ladies, can you feel things about about your own lives? Can you tell if something bad will happen? And if so, do you listen or you just go, "Bah"? Great question, Aaron. Thank you for tuning in, man. You're a lifesaver of the show.
All the time.
All the time, Kat?
All the time. Oh my God.
That's so sweet.
Part of I call it the negative. There's downsides, obviously, to being a medium. One of them for me is I've known when family members are going to pass away before they pass away, like days to weeks in advance. I'm like, oh boy. Because then I'm the one who has to break the news. And I'm like, hey, we should start preparing for that. And they're like, I'm like, okay.
Because then they think you wish it upon them and you don't. You're just letting them
right.
know.
I'm like, I just want to make sure that you like see them accordingly enough times. Like you get to say the things that you want to say. But like even, like my mentor is here. She's a psychic medium. I'm a psychic medium. Like, you'll definitely be like, oh, like I have this thing coming up. And I'm like, yeah, I got a bad feeling about this. Or like Nicole, I have premonitions too. Like I will have dreams long before it happens about something that happens. I'm like, I got to be careful of that. I have to be careful of this. If I see this person, turn around, like don't associate, like all the time. And sometimes I would say like 90% of the time I do listen. That like 10% that I don't, I'm like, that was a mistake. But I learned.
You're the youngest one here, so you're learning still.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you take a chance though, right? I mean, because you manifest your own fucking destiny when it comes down to it.
Oh yeah.
But it's good to listen to the warning signs. That's smart.
Great. And that's something that like I like to remind people too. I'm like, you could have like a session with a psychic. You could have a tarot reading. the universe is constantly changing. So something that might be true in this second about your future, that could change in 20 minutes. That could change in 3 years. Like, that's not set in stone. This is just what's for now. It doesn't mean it won't change.
Even God can control. That's why we get the what do they call it? You have the freedom of
free will.
Free will. There we go. Yeah, like I can go tomorrow and go tap dance in the middle of the fucking road. Go. It's like, that's not what I planned, but this fool wants a fucking cartwheel. Fuck him.
Can we get that on video too, Adam?
Huh?
So can we get that on video too?
You know what? If it's for my YouTube channel, I might. Please subscribe, guys. I'm almost at 300. I really like it. I spend a lot of time and money going to these places, and I'm trying to get people. And I'm like, do I really need to use sock puppets or go up there and go and ad-lib songs for people to watch me? Am I not dumb enough for society where they can't fucking watch my videos? Because I think where serial killers died and where witches were hung and where Stephen King films Pet Sematary, I think that's pretty fucking cool. But I don't know. What do I know? Oh, that's the beer talking. It's strong. See? I'm very passionate. It's coming through, though. I'm getting recognized finally. Thank God. But anyway, it's not about me.
Yes.
And if I would like to say, if I need to bring psychic mediums with me, I'm bringing all three of you girls because you're three of the tightest girls I know. And Heather, what say you about all this?
Well, I want Alyssa to say what she wanted to say real quick because she was going to say something real quick.
Oh, please.
Yeah, I was just going to say, when Kat said you can have premonitions and be guided in your own life about, yes, do this or no, don't, you definitely feel like pulled in a certain direction. You're like, okay, I'll take the long way home. And they're like, go the long way home. And you're like, I don't want to. And they're like, go the long way home. And you're like, I don't want to. And you're like, all right, fine. All right, fine. I'll just go. Sometimes you know why, sometimes you don't. But as far as reading yourself, should I take that job or should I not? Your team doesn't usually give you that answer. You have to grow in this life. You have to make your own choices. If you're going through a struggle, your team isn't just going to hand you the answer because you're a medium. So you have free will choice. You do have to grow and you do have to make your own mistakes and make your own choices. So if they're like, do you want that job or not? You have to make the choice and you have to do it. Your team's not going to always say, do it, yes, or not to do it. They'll give you some guidance, but there are some things that you do have to learn and grow from.
Life lessons, so to speak.
Yeah. We're not exempt from those for sure. Or heartache or grief.
No, but let's say, ladies, Kat and Alyssa, you're southern fucking Massachusetts. Heather, you're southern Maine. We have thick skin. Us New Englanders, between the weather, between everything else, we get everything last. Let's face it, the girls in New England are tough. They don't get enough respect. They don't get enough respect. So it's
Can
tough.
I get that on a t-shirt?
Huh?
Can we get that on a t-shirt?
I will. Let's go. Yeah, let's do it. I'll fucking print it. We'll do it.
We'll do it together.
Let's see. Heather, yes, go ahead before I get to the next one.
Okay, so the question itself was, okay. We've all heard the phrase intuition. We've all heard the phrase gut instinct. We've all heard that.
I agree with that.
Follow your gut.
Not revealed, but enough to where it's like something like, oh shit.
So what does that mean? What does that mean? Your mind is going to tell you what you want to do, but then there's that inner part of yourself. Sometimes it's going to come out as anxiety. Sometimes it's going to come out as stomach issues. Sometimes it's going to come out as breathing problems. Sometimes it's going to come out as something else. I think I think we're all being guided to what we need to do to keep us out of danger. Because I know that was part of the question too. Do you get, and let's just say to keep us out of danger. And here I am, I'm sick to my stomach. I'm getting ready to go on this trip. I'm sick to my stomach about it. I'm nervous. Is that something saying, hey, don't go, don't go? I don't care. I'm just going to ignore that. And then next thing I know, I go out, my fucking tire's flat. Now I'm tapping out because that to me, the universe is saying you're not going. I'll fix my tire, but I'm not going. And I think it's important to kind of listen to that type of stuff because you know how everyone's like, oh my God, if I didn't have bad luck, I'd have no luck at all. Well, you got to kind of listen, start following to the point where you're feeling less vibrationally anxiety.
Alyssa's shaking her head. She's like, Alyssa's just like, yeah.
I was actually just thinking of people that book sessions. If they're not ready and they think they're ready, or if there is some reason that it's not in alignment, I will notice that for some reason or another, it will get canceled or rescheduled. And that could be our teams behind the scenes, because I tell them if they're not ready for it, or if I don't have the energy for that, they will make something come up during that time that we're not in alignment, or you miss their path. So another thing could happen is, like I've said it before, but like you go to a job interview and you're like, I don't know if I want that job, but you go to the job interview and you don't get the job and you leave and you stop at a coffee shop next door. Your purpose was not to ever get that job. It was to go to the coffee shop after you didn't get the interview, and to sit in that coffee shop and somebody in there is in alignment that you're supposed to meet with. And that it was the purpose of the day. It had nothing to do with the job at all. It's just an example. But it's very true. So when you run into a roadblock, you have to sit there and say, why was I put in this time, in this space right now, in the present time? Like, why was I put right here, right now? And you might be looking at the job interview and that's not related to the situation at all. You're supposed to meet a person. You're supposed to have a conversation. So think about what you are getting instead of what you're not getting. Wow.
I was supposed to go on a trip with someone across the country, and he went with someone else instead, and they hit a fucking moose and destroyed his car. And that would have been, I know it's really probably not the same thing, but I didn't go. I just knew, I'm like, I'm not going to go this time, because I'm, you know me, I'm like, oh, you're going where? Oh, I don't have to pay anything? Sure, let's go. I went to Iowa twice with this dude, and they wanted to go a third time, and I'm like, I don't really feel like it this time. And I didn't, and he lived, obviously, but Tombstone Paranormal's Jim Brown, based out of Maine, which can be a medium, I would think. Honestly, dude, I mean,
for sure.
just like a basketball player can be a baseball player, I think anything can be anything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a historian, but I'm an investigator, I'm a researcher. Like Alyssa, Heather, a cat, you guys don't really subject yourself to just one thing. Like Alyssa, you wouldn't say you're a medium or intuitioner. Like Kat, you wouldn't say you're just a medium. Heather wouldn't say she's a witch. Like, obviously, you're human first and foremost, but you're all just a little bit of everything. Why not, man? Right? I mean, fuck. Oh, that's a good one. Sorry.
And what were you going to say, Kat?
A couple things. So, yes, I wouldn't say one thing, like psychic medium generally. Like, I have a box of crystals and green magic supplies, like, tucked away. Like, come on, like, you're never just one thing. But no, I wanted to bounce back to a question that you had, Adam, earlier about, like, why do we do what we do? And growing up, like, even before I was really, I guess, doing this, it was more so about, like, helping spirit more than anything, because I was having interactions with them way before I was, third partying it with the families, the friends of the loved ones, and having such a negative exposure. I was like, I want you to heal. Like, I want to help you feel better. Like, you deserve that peace too. And then once it started to become more so third party, like, thankfully my first third party, I guess, encounter was with my dad's family when my grandma passed away.
Yeah.
So what better acceptance than to be, the family that you get your gifts from.
Yeah.
But, it was definitely something, like, in that moment, I was like, it's not about anything else. Like, Grandpa told me so that we would have the peace of mind that they did meet afterwards. Like, they are providing us with some sort of healing at the same time. Like, they're together again. Like, it's all about, like, how can I make sure that someone's able to grieve, whether it's start the process, if someone passed suddenly, like, I did a reading for someone and they didn't know how their friend passed away. They thought that it was suicide. And I was like, no, they were killed. And they were like, well, I want them to tell me the scene. And it was the most heartbreaking thing for me to go back and, like, read. I was like, oh my God, like, it's gory, it's gruesome, it's painful.
It's not all nice.
I can start my grieving process.
It's not all good. No.
And I was like, that's what people don't understand. It's not all like, oh, like, I finally have that beautiful message. It's like, no, you're starting that grieving process for some people, and it's hard because you're the one that's being like, I don't, like, your sane, like, present self is like, I don't want to say that to them. Like, I don't want to further encourage their pain. But then to hear them say, I can finally start to grieve appropriately, you're like, thank God. Because like
that's
terrifying.
Real quick, Kat, and that's a great thing. I want to bring that up real quick. Do you girls mind if we go like 20 minutes over? I can go to like, all right. If you got to back out. I mean, we've had a good solid 10 people watching. We got 17 hearts. Holy shit! I didn't have that with H.H. Holmes' great grandson, America's first.
No way.
Grandson. I swear to God, I didn't have this many views. It's because you're all girls, or because you know your shit, or because I don't know what. And I'll take it. Thank you guys for watching. I don't know. That's killer. I mean, I've had some good people on here. Not saying you're all good too, but this is awesome. So we're gonna keep it going because I got so much more shit I want to talk about, and it's just y'all are fucking awesome. It's hard to get people to talk sometimes. Not that any of my previous guests watching aren't great. You're all great too. You're all like my children. I can't pick just one.
My babies.
And I don't have any kids. Real quick. So, Kat, what you touched on at the end there is, and I want to ask Alyssa and Heather this. What does it come to when you have to be the bearer of bad news? When you have to bite the bullet and say this and that, this and that? I mean, what do you do? How do you cope with that at night? What do you like?
I'll take that one. My Alyssa brains to the side, and I don't get a say. They give me what they want me to say, and they have already tuned into what the person in front of me needs, my sitter needs. They tune into my spiritual vocabulary, my spiritual dictionary of memories and signs and symbols. And if they've paired us together, they already have a plan. And whatever they give me, I do the best of my ability to interpret it appropriately. Most of the time, I just say what I'm getting for signs, and the sitter in front of me actually has to do the interpreting because I just give them my signs and I say, this could mean this or this. This is what my sign is. But I don't determine what the message is. And like Kat said, I probably remember 33% of what was given right after my reading. If you told me to write down what came through, I know it came through when it came through. And sometimes like my tongue will stutter. They'll actually change my vocabulary. So like if they're my people and they're intuitives, I'll start throwing words like, oh, you're clairvoyant, you're clairsentient, your boundaries, this, that, and the other. And then if they're not, I'll say, okay, you get ringing in the ears. Like I totally code switch with who I'm working with, but I don't fully control that. My team guides that, and they'll give me a word that I haven't used in 20 years. And they'll say, use that word. And I'm like, use that word. Okay. But it's a word that resonates with the sitter. Yeah, for sure.
That's so fucking wild. Wow.
Do you guys ever get, cause you know, messages that obviously you can see images. So to me, that's like pictures, but what about like other languages?
John. Thank you. John's a good
what
man.
What about like other like symbols from, I'm thinking hieroglyphics or other or flags or something? Do you get stuff like that?
Okay. I had a lady come through who spoke 3 languages. Not a single one was English. Her primary language was Italian.
Hey.
I don't know the words of Italian. The whole time I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm going to do my best. And of course, when you know an Italian person, an Italian grandmother, no less, it's the hands, it's the stern face, it's the spoon, it's the rolling pin. And I'm like, is your Nana going to like whack me or something? Because I don't know what to tell you. And she was dying laughing the whole time. And I was like, I'm glad you're amused. I don't appreciate being yelled at in Italian. So I literally had the grandmother like walk me through and show me like pictures, her kitchen, like important things, because there was such an intense barrier that I was like, I'm going to figure this out for you. I have no idea what I'm doing. And like, I literally sat there and I pulled out paper and I just started drawing. I was like, this thing. And she was like, oh yeah. And I was like, I don't know how to say these things. Like, it was so stressful. And it was like a whole hour too. So the whole hour I'm like, can I have like a Google Translate like in here? Can someone help? Like,
but well, I guess that's a future question. So they don't come through if they're Spanish, Italian, whatever. You don't exactly translate if they come through. If you happen to go to Mexico, you're stuck, right? I didn't know that. You can't. I thought they translate, Alyssa.
I actually don't hear very much. Have I heard before? Yes. Have I seen before? Yes. But I don't use those as my primary. I'm claircognizant, so it comes through as my thought. And I'll say, I wasn't thinking about that. And I'll say the word out loud and it's somebody else's thought. So mine comes through as thoughts and more sensations on the body. So clairsentience and claircognizance are my strong suits. Clairvoyance and clairaudience, not as strong. So I get thoughts in my head. So when it comes through claircognizantly, language barriers don't exist because they're coming through telepathy and thought. So I can think the thought in any language, it wouldn't matter. But yes, I've had plenty of people come through that spoke different languages. And I'm actually, I'm fluent in sign language in ASL. So I can use sign language in my sessions. Like I've had the letter A for aneurysm and things. So they'll use whatever abilities you have. But I've had people like signing at me before. And I'm like, I think they're using sign language. And they're like, no, it wasn't Italian. I think it was Sicilian maybe. And they were using their hands. I'm like, I think they're trying to sign at me. But they were speaking Sicilian, but I wasn't hearing them with my ears.
My mom's mother was from Calabria, and she was which is right by it was the boot of Italy, right by Sicily, and she used to talk about Sicily all the time. And you know what's funny? Not to cut you off, Alyssa, but I'm gonna make people fucking know you what's up. Yesterday, you're like something about a brain aneurysm. Your friend, he's punching you. I'm at my friend Bill died at 39 years old with 2 daughters, single father, because the mother was a cokehead B. And he had a brain aneurysm because he worked at John Murphy homes for handicapped people. He watched over handicapped people and made them lunch. And he had one of the nicest dudes. People that say guys are scum, girls that say that are wrong, because this dude is like, if I was gay, he'd be a number one choice. Billy Cognac, love you, brother. Seriously, he had a brain aneurysm and he died and fell alone. I went to his funeral. I said a lot of words. I made the church a little upset. I'm like, don't put that music on. Put the Metallica on. They didn't like that. But long story short, Alyssa yesterday was talking with me. Alyssa's like, he's saying he's proud of you and he's punching you. And that's fucking Billy. Rough and tough, four-wheeling, drinking Jägermeister. He'd go to all my shows, calling the herd, singing. He'd be in the front row. He goes, you're meant for something. You're going to be someone. People are going to know Adam Began. And he never saw me as a ghost hunter. He never saw me with a radio show. He's been dead since 2016, 17. I'm going to cry. Fuck. This is twice I've cried because you witches.
But that came through with American Sign Language.
Yeah,
so they
use the A for you go, I think it's an aneurysm. The head, I go A. An A came through.
They use whatever ability you have, and they'll use sign language with me. Yeah.
His cousin was deaf. He spoke sign language, Alyssa.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't tell you that.
Yeah,
no,
Dex, I was wondering
about that story. No.
Yeah, it was crazy because I was even thinking that, like, if somebody is blind or deaf, how does that affect? How does that affect the communication?
And telepathy, it wouldn't matter. I don't know if clairaudiently it comes through as the language.
So something that I've noticed is that I've noticed this more in women than men that have come through, like older ones. I read for someone once and their grandmother was almost completely blind. She was supposed to wear glasses and refused, like, for the last year of her life, refused. And it came in the reading. She was like, oh, I can see again. Like, I don't need my glasses. And I said that, and they were like, what did she just say? And I was like, she said she doesn't need her glasses. And they went, she still won't put them on. I said, no, like, she's showing, like, she can see again. Like, she's not being like, and they were like, this woman was almost completely blind. I said, yeah, she knew that she wasn't going to need her glasses. Like, she was well aware. Like, she's telling you that for a reason. And they were like, I was like, oh yeah, she's showing me everything. Like, she didn't want you guys to bury her with your glasses. Like, and they went, no, they went missing before her funeral. And I went, because she doesn't need them. Like, she's okay now. And they were like, what? I was like, she's good. Like, she's good. I haven't encountered anyone yet with like full deafness. I've encountered people with hearing aids, and I've literally seen them go like this, like, I don't need it, haha. But yeah, no, like, even then, like, another time,
Well, of course, all the old men come to you, girls. You're all beautiful girls who know your shit. Of course, all the old men are like, I'm going to go talk to her. And
Cass is here, and that's different.
And all the old men's wives are out back going,
totally
hey, Henry, Henry.
Henry.
But that's like, it's sometimes like the best confirmation for people. I'm like, yeah, he's saying like, I don't need them anymore. And that's the thing too, is they're like, we would really have to scream at him with his hearing aids in, and he's just like, and that's the other thing. People are like, oh, they're just like okay again. And I'm like, no, not necessarily. Like, I learned that when people come through, they come through when they felt their best, like in this present life, like when they felt their most comfortable, their most beautiful, handsome, whatever, like when they really felt themselves.
That's why these memories are always beautiful memories. Like they're dancing in an outfit. It's blue. It's like a blue jacket he liked. Oh my God. And I think that's the biggest thing, not to cut you off, Kat, but I think that's the biggest thing is for people's closure. But I think that's letting people like us know, like, holy shit. So we don't spend 60, 70, 80 years on this rock of earth paying our taxes in complete hell. To just go on to be dirt food. I mean, how could you be atheist and listen to Alyssa, listen to Kat, listen to Heather, listen to you all talk about life and the spirit? Just listen to what you girls bring to the table. All right, we got 20 minutes left. Let's go around the room and let's plug y'all. We'll get time. People listening right. We're at the peak or so, 8 people, 9 people. Kat, where can people find your stuff? Your makeup. You don't do horror movie makeup. You could do it. But you do professional makeup that's pretty cool, pretty hot. You got the cat eyes there, pretty cool chick. Heather likes that shit. She thought you were all cool looking. Where can people find you? Let's plug some stuff.
If people want to learn more about hair and makeup, I'm on Instagram at Queen Kitty's Colors with a U, like we're in Europe. And then if people want to talk about,
that's what the honor thing is. I'm honored to be on your show. I go honor with a U. That it's European.
If we're gonna be honest about things in life, like
I gotta take myself.
We got our spelling from them.
He took himself off because he's laughing so hard. Oh my goodness gracious! Going backstage.
To talk to me about psychic and medium stuff, you can find me on Facebook or Instagram at Darlings Eternal. I even put it in the little name here. You can type it in just like that. You'll see my face.
You will. You'll have a butterfly or a rose or some bullshit superimposed on her cheek. You don't need it, Kat, but you got it.
No, I know I don't need it.
A guy playing Nintendo,
jumping my square on her European cheekbones look even cooler. So I'm like, yes.
I get it. You're young. You're 20 years younger than me. What the fuck do I know? I'm an old idiot.
That's valid.
Oh, so Kat's Eternal. I didn't mean to cut you off. Kat's Eternal, and it's I'm sorry.
Darling's
Eternal, but it's one word, big E.
Yeah.
And if you guys need help finding her, message me. Just not at 2 a.m. You fucking people. Sleep for once.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll put like the links and stuff all in the.
We will.
Links to everybody.
It's all going to be on the YouTube channel tomorrow. It'll all be in there for turn. And you know me, I share the show. I've invited all my whole friend list to like both your pages. You guys have had some sort of likes in the past week. You had to have.
I did. It was so
I've invited like 300 people to like both your pages. I only keep about 310 friends because I just don't trust motherfuckers. People got 5,000 friends that go, really? If you get $1 a piece, it's $5,000. You can't get $1 a piece from those idiots. Fuck that. I keep it 300 good people. So Alyssa Waltling initiative. Intuitive. I'm buzzed. It's not just a catchy name. Your actual name is Alyssa Waltling. Where can people find you, dear?
Yeah, I mostly run off of Facebook right now. I'll be working on website soon because I think a lot of people like to use a website more so than Facebook as a platform. But that's where I started. I came out of the intuitive closet, the spiritual closet, I say, on 2222. So since that point, I've only been on Facebook. Really, I do have Instagram and TikTok, but I don't usually put anything on there. But Alyssa Waltling Intuitive one. Yeah.
No TikTok,
I keep all the names the same.
Okay. All right.
Facebook is the place to find me. Yep.
All right. Alyssa with an ass backwards and then a YLA if you look at backwards.
That's a way to say it. I saw that now. I
keep looking at him like it says ass backwards. That's cool. That's funny. That's
a
dork.
But
Alyssa Waltling, dude, honestly, her and Kat, I met these two chicks, me and Heather, that night, and I swear to God, we spent the night in Quincy, Massachusetts, with the Whitey Bulger spots. The next day, Whitey Bulger had people buried.
Alyssa, did you?
You guys are awesome. We haven't forgot you. We were amazing, both.
Yeah.
Of you.
Did you also write a book or have a book or something
When
about
I
a
grow
book?
up, I'll write a book.
When you grow up, that's
You
When
weren't
I
supposed to
grow up,
mention
I'll
that.
write a
That was a
book.
secret. I told her not to say nothing.
When I grow up, I will.
Alyssa didn't want me to bring that up, and I said I wouldn't, so I technically didn't, so she can't punch me when she sees me.
No, Billy will do that for you. Is it Billy?
Stop. Alyssa, stop. He's a Buffalo Bills fan. I used to make fun of him. Oh, I'm an Arkansas Adams fan. I used to get, you're a Buffalo Bills fan because your name's Bill. I used to get so mad. That's not why. My dad was a New York Bills fan.
Yeah, a lot of things are going to happen when I grow up, and I realize I'm manifesting them.
I love it.
My right arm's getting warm. Wherever my Bears symbol is, because I feel like I'm getting punched.
You got it.
He's
Okay,
punching
so people out
All right,
there,
Alyssa, thanks.
the way you interpret energy is so subtle. Pay attention to the little changes. If you have a warm arm right now, I don't think that's the only warm part everywhere, and I don't think the room's changed. So everybody tune into the subtleties. If people say, my loved ones don't give me signs, I don't buy that. If you say I don't pick up on the signs, that's a whole new ball game. But if you say your loved ones don't give you signs, that's not true. You just have to realize how subtle the changes are, and everybody interprets them different. Like Kat, if I'm not mistaken, you're clairvoyant and clairaudient mostly.
Oh yeah.
I'm mostly claircognizant and clairsentient. So we have different clairs
I'm a
working
little
for us.
claircognizant, but I've noticed like, I'll hear you, I'll see you, and I'll smell you before you put something in my head to know.
You're all on the same page. Call it what you want. Call yourself hard. I'm into hardcore. I'm into heavy metal. I like punk rock. You're all metalheads. You all like to fucking shit in the parking lot and smoke weed. Stop what you're saying. You're all on the same page. You're all very Heather. Where can people find you? Because you're back, so to speak.
Well, so to speak. So I have the radio show on Paranormal King Radio. That is run by Ross, who we spoke about at the very, very beginning of the show, with his mother passing. I'm just taking the rest of 2022 off.
That's your YouTube channel.
Yes, as far as live shows, I'm taking 2022, the rest of 2022 off. But I'll still use. I have a Facebook page where.
What's the name of it?
It's Witchin Life Guide. Witchin Life Guide. That's on Facebook. As far as TikTok, it's like a personal TikTok of mine. It's not like really anything for a business or anything like that.
You're making spaghetti dinners and fucking The last one was sage. We grew some sage. We're gonna burn our own sage.
If I paint something, I might put something on there. It's just I don't know. It's something for fun. Yeah.
She's on my YouTube channel, Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter. Ghost Hunter, 2 words.
He's so good. He's so good at promoting, and I'm so bad.
Pages. I'm like representing 15 pages. I'm not even mine. I'm like, I got my own to worry about. But I love it, man. It drives me. And I tell you what, I see more places door dashing and getting paid to go see places, more cemeteries, abandoned buildings. I door dashed in Bangor, and I get to go see the Paul Bunyan statue, the largest Paul Bunyan statue in America. Oh, and it had a scene in Stephen King's It movie, with Pennywise. So that's pretty fucking rad. I got paid to go see that. I made a YouTube video out of it. So it's cool, man. I think I dig that because y'all chicks are the same way. Y'all get grounded. Alyssa, you're an outside type of chick. Kat, too. You guys try to get outside when you can. I know Heather does. Heather loves her ocean and her woods. You guys try to get outside and get grounded, Alyssa, Kat?
Yeah, absolutely.
You had me at ocean.
What's that?
Said you had me at the ocean.
You're fairly bad. Alyssa's kind of southy. So's Kat. You're both, if you're in New England, you're by the ocean. Even if you're in Vermont, which is probably the farthest, I guess, or Connecticut. So let's go around the room. We got 12 minutes left or so. Let's start with Kat. What's your bucket list? Give me 2. Give me 1 for America, 1 for the world. Give me 3. Give me 3 or 4, but give me at least 1 for America, 1 for the world. Bucket list. Location.
Bucket list, like just general life goals.
If you want to say a state, and if you want to narrow it down, hey, I like Yosemite National Park in Colorado, wherever the fuck it is. But yeah, give me a couple.
State goal is to definitely see the new Salem Memorial for the Tried Witches. I haven't been to see that yet, but
on the bottom of Gallows Hill by the Walgreens, Heather, we brought Ava last week where they were hung. They were hung back in the Walgreens. men and women, and one was pressed to death in the cemetery. But go ahead, Kat. Don't get me started on Salem. While I'm talking another hour.
No, that's
I want to
something
die
that
there
I definitely
so
want to see if it was like done appropriately too. Like,
5-pack.
That's such a it's such like a sensitive subject. Like people treat it like it's a whole tourist attraction, but it's real life and culture to so many, like to my family. Like, this is important fucking shit. Sorry, it's important stuff.
Yo, you're right, and you can swear. I've been swearing like a sailor. I love your puppy, by the way, out back. He's being pretty quiet. Last night, he was all me, Heather, and her went on last night, and he was doing cartwheels. Tonight, he's pretty chill.
He had the zoomies.
Your
Yeah,
baby girl's quiet, which is great. Your other dog, your baby girl. But Salem, to me, Alyssa, you've been to Salem. You're close to Mass.
I haven't been to Salem. I live not far, but I haven't been. No.
Let's pop her cherry, Heather.
It's so amazing, and it's
Alyssa,
this is a good time.
You would melt right in. You'd walk in there. You'd probably go, I don't want to leave. I mean, you got the tourist traps. You got the sage for $5. Okay, bullshit. But then you start to see the real things. You start to see the orchards, the memorials. You start to see the
cemeteries.
Alyssa, let's do this in the springtime. Let's meet up us four. Maybe try to get some other people. Let's do something. Maybe do a live vodcast from there. So anyway, we're gonna go back to Kat. What's your bucket list? Is that in Salem, Kat?
Yep, that's in the state.
There goes the dog. I had to say something.
I know, right? State would be see the Salem Memorial, finally.
Okay. What about states you haven't been to? What's one of your bucket lists for America? What about states in America you haven't been to for bucket list?
Oh, come on. Now they're going to start because I said something about
I said it. I was the idiot. Alyssa, Bill's punching me now because I'm an idiot. That's it. We got to go. Thanks for watching, guys. No, I was kidding.
Hi, Bug. I want to go to California. I want to live there so bad because
Cali, huh?
Yeah, I've been, and their community is surprisingly small. Like, they advertise like they're all into crystals and all this green stuff, and I was surprised by the lack of shops and by like authentic people. I was like, I can put roots here. Like, this is cool.
Oh, that's fair. What about worldly? Give me something on the world. Are you looking for Dracula's Castle, Italy, Spain?
London.
Big Ben, Parliament.
London. Definitely.
Yeah, Jack the Ripper style. What draws you there, you think?
Interestingly enough, most of my past lives were in Europe, mainly London and Paris.
Stonehenge.
And my life before this current one, I actually lived in London. So I was like 3 and a haunted house being like, let's go move to London. And my parents were like, where did you even get that idea? And so I found out later on, like, oh, you just want to go home.
Previous life, previous entity.
So like, oh, I can like picture like the streets that I walked down and like all these places and like the coffee shop. I literally Googled one of the coffee shops and like found the address and was like, oh my God, I used to work there. I want to go back. Like,
that's neat.
You got two, you got 2 werewolves of London behind you. That helps. Oh my God.
Literally.
I just fucking hit my joint against the bed because look at this.
Oh, Kenneth.
The legends. Both of them appeared.
The one who put me in the New York Times and got me as the #1 trending post in New York.
Such an incredible publication.
Thank you, my brother. I love you, dude. I would literally fucking love to rub your back. I would like love you. Anyway.
Cheers to Kenneth. Cheers to Kenneth.
Drink your water, you bruise. Alyssa Watling. Isn't that right? Alyssa Watling. And also your maiden name. You're a married chick. Give me some of your bucket list, girl. Give me some of America. Getting some.
All right, I'm not a big traveler. I like our home country town over here, and I have littles, so I usually travel to where they want to go, not really where I want to go right now. But that's okay. I'm very happy with that. I would have to say Salem is one of the spots local, and I would probably pick a high vibe place, maybe like a Sedona or something like that.
Ooh, that's a first heard.
Yeah, I would probably go with more the vibration of, just of the earth, of the place.
Not to cut you off, but what's your main attraction to that? Is there a certain place, a certain thing, an element?
No, probably just sitting there and taking in the energy of the earth itself. Yeah, not really a specific location.
Give
I'm
me
not a
one
huge
more.
traveler.
Oh, look at this. John Kelly chiming in with his. John Kelly's a friend of mine with his own podcast. You can see in that sexy picture. Haunted 3D. He's on a podcast with a chick that I'm going to have on a couple of weeks. I forget her name. She got a Freddy Krueger glove. She does a yoga pose now. I forget her fucking name. Shit. She likes horror movies. She likes my Stephen King thing. But he chimes in, says he loves Sedona. Give me another one. Give me something crazy.
I don't know.
Come on, give me something dark.
No, I probably wouldn't even know what it is.
Castles in Scotland. We go. Ashley. Yes. Thank you, John. Ashley's a cool chick. She had a Freddy Krueger glove. Yeah.
I probably
Scotland.
Don't really connect with the darker energies.
What about Ireland? What about history? Ireland, the castles, the witches, Scotland.
Like you said, it might be like something like Stonehenge or something like that. Not really dark. Yeah.
Beautiful, mystical. I can dig that. What about you, Heather? I know, but let's tell the audience. Give me a couple American and worldly. All
right. Well, right here in America, I want to go to Alabama and go see Kenneth and Alex.
And Yellow Wolf. And Yellow Wolf the rapper. That's her other boyfriend besides me. She watches his videos. You watching Yellow Wolf again? Oh, yeah. I watched the wrestling chick.
But I really do want to go to New Orleans. I've never been.
Vampires. Voodoo.
I really just want to feel the energy down there. I feel like it would be incredible. And I would really love to do that. I've never gone. I've only gone to like North Carolina, South Carolina. It's the furthest south I've gone. So I really, really, really want to go to New Orleans. And far as worldwide,
I know you like the Wild West too. You want to go to some of those smoked down corrals.
Yeah, I want to see. I mean, I want to see
all
pretty
you
much
girls
everything.
want to go there. Alyssa, I think Kat, you guys would like to go to that, huh? South, or not South. I'm sorry, West, where like the shootouts were. OK Corral and where Jesse James was and shit. Right?
I don't know if I go west. If I go west, I'd probably just keep going to Alaska.
Yeah.
That I have.
More people are missing in that state than any state.
A goal that I think that Adam, you'd be all for. I am dying, and hopefully not quite literally, to go to the Mob Museum in Vegas. The amount of my mom went. I said, you need to send me so many pictures.
They had the car from the state Valentine's Day
massacre. 7 blurry photos and went, look it. And I was like,
that needs to be seen. I love all that shit. You know, I love all the mobsters, serial killers, movies.
The 20s mobsters are my grandmother, my dad's
sitting on the running boards with a Tommy gun.
My dad's mom, growing up, this woman had the worst Alzheimer's ever.
Now,
I asked her one day, hey, Grandma.
Dame.
What?
Hey, you better shut your mouth, Dame, if you know it was good for you. Now stick them out.
My dad's mom, when she was 7, she told me in the Great Depression that the gangster, John Dillinger, was in the town next to her. And everyone fucking idolized him, loved him. She was like, we had the biggest crush on Johnny. He's the sweetest man. And I was like
Whitey Bulger, like John Gotti, he was a Robin Hood to these areas. He killed the other mobsters and people from other hoods. But he took care of the poor in those hoods.
She told me that the money that he brought from the robbed bank, he went over to the poor houses of like the 6, 8 kids, gave them money to go to the store and get bread.
Go buy a golden goose on me, little Timmy. Zing. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, this guy's a fucking god. He's building an army on. But you know what? Oh man, don't get me started. We gotta get going soon.
This brings me to we gotta set up a trip.
Well, this brings me to my last segment. I'm gonna do this on every show now. It's my new thing for season 2. I want all you girls to give me a question separately for me. You got a question for me?
I got one. All-time favorite spot, number 1 that you've ever been to. All-time favorite spot.
Oh boy. Oh boy. 2 things coming to my mind right away. Can I tell you them or do you want to guess them? Guess them. Guess one of them. You got to. Not guess them, but feel it. I can see it in your eyes. One of them is Gettysburg. The other one is Salem. I've been to Gettysburg 4 times. I've been to Salem probably 14. Gettysburg, there's not many towns in America I've been to that the whole town is historic and or haunted. And Gettysburg is one of them, and so is Salem. Because Salem goes all the way to Danvers, to Ipswich, to Peabody, where I've seen the Boston Strangler's grave. Albert DeSalvo strangled and killed 14 American women, white and black, in Boston in the 60s and 70s. An Italian, he admitted to it. He's buried there in Peabody. I've been all the movie sites from fucking Hocus Pocus to Jesus Christ, you name it. So I gotta say, oh boy, that's tough. I'd say Gettysburg, Salem, but I got a number one favorite. Honestly, goddamn it, Alyssa, Boston, Bangor. Because when I go there door dashing, I'm 40 minutes away at my house. I see Stephen King's house. I see Paul Bunyan statue. I see Creepshow movie sites. I see It movie sites. I see Pet Cemetery movie sites. Hannibal Hamlin, America's first Republican vice president, was died on a couch. His couch is on display for free at the library. He's buried there in Bangor. He was Abraham Lincoln's vice president. He died during his second term. He would have been president when Abraham got a shot, but he died first. So Bangor, Maine. I'm going to fucking say it. Put a stake in it. They got a casino. They got a strip club. I met Ronda Rousey there. Fucking Bangor.
Bangor's beautiful. It is really beautiful for a small little town in Maine, because it is really small.
The Queen City of America back in the day, the lumberjack city, Paul Bunyan's birthplace. Yeah, Bangor. I'm gonna go Bangor. Fuck it. I'm gonna stay tried and true. Bangor and Salem. Bangor. I'm gonna go Bangor.
That's awesome.
Next question, Heather.
Okay. What is your?
Alyssa's got some good stuff. I need to have her alone.
What is your favorite board game?
I love Chutes and Ladders as a kid. I say it's going to be Monopoly. At one point, I had 10 different ones. I got a Chicago Bears one still. I love Monopoly. I love the concept of it. I love how Hey, I see your dog's ass. I love the Monopoly. I love the way the meaning behind it. I love how life is a Monopoly. I love life. You squash the poor. Like, I got all this property. You got none. You're fucking dead, human. It's life. But Monopoly's got so many. You can have life. You can have Monopoly Maine, Monopoly Bears, Monopoly.
SpongeBob Monopoly is the shit.
Monopoly. I love them all. I love Yahtzee, but I'm gonna go Monopoly, man. I love that little dude with the top hat. He's a good shit. I'd love to fucking have some tea with him. Monopoly. Do not pass go.
I have a tricky question for you then.
All right, the cat with the kitties, cat with the doggies.
Cat with all the dogs. What would you say is your most desired historic place to go to? Like, you're itching to go, you haven't been able to, like, it's your top tier dream.
If I can be honest with you, and I haven't said this to anybody, and I bet you Alyssa probably might know this, but I know her, she doesn't pat herself on the back too much. I want to go where literally everything started. I want to go to Jerusalem. I want to try to find the tree. I want to try to find where Adam and Eve were. No pun intended. I want to try to find the Garden of Good and Evil. I want to try to find the Ark, all that shit. But I think Jerusalem to me would be it. That's mentioned more than anything that's mentioned in the Bible. That's the most published book in the history of the world, and it gets published every day. So I'd say Jerusalem number one, Vlad's Castle, which C.L. Thomas just went. I got her book recently. He signed it for me. Like a book about the bio in New Orleans. So I'd say for worldly, I'd say, Jerusalem, which doesn't get talked about much. I love the Japanese forest. I'm Italian descent. I love the vampire lore in Italy. And I've been to Canada, Montreal. For America, for places to go, I got to get to Chicago. I got to see my Bears. Alyssa knows. I got to see Chicago Stadium. I want to see where Frank Sinatra hung out. I want to see where the St. Valentine's Day Massacre went down. I want to see.
The museum has the wall with the real blood on it.
Oh, I want to go.
They literally circled it, and they said there was only one spot that they had to slightly embellish with paint. My mom told me that, and I was like, I didn't take a picture.
All right, 5 more minutes, real quick. Band and movie type / movie. Go, Kat. What's your favorite type of music and band / movie / what's your entertainment shit when you're not listening to dead people talk and fucking feeding your dogs and cat?
I'm a geek.
Fighting your husband. Just kidding. Sorry.
I'm such a geek. So I would say like early 2000s, like Green Day, Avril Lavigne, The Killers, or I was a middle schooler when like One Direction, 5 Seconds of Summer, Little Mix came out. Like I'm very still much that geek.
Lewis and Auburn. Oh, sorry. I
I'm
grew
a
up.
geek.
Yeah.
And then movie wise, anything that can attempt to make me laugh. Attempt.
Comedies. I like Adam Sandler. He grew up in Manchester, New Hampshire. I've been to the bar. If you look at that movie, he's in the 7 Days Night or whatever, 8 Crazy Nights. He's got that bar that me and Heather went to that he's all about. Help me out, Heather, in Manchester.
The Red Arrow Diner.
It's open 24/7. We went there. I had the Adam Sandler burger. He signed the plaque.
Yeah, that was delicious. Yeah,
so Adam Sandler's a funny shit. I like him.
I love diners.
Cool. Alyssa, what about you, man? What's some of your music and movie taste?
Music. Sometimes I could go for country or some of the older stuff. As a general rule, I want something that I can sing within my range, which is this big, or I want something I can dance to. Being a dancer, it has to be something that has a rhythm that you can dance to. There's some songs that you can yell out, but you can't dance to them. So,
Billy Ray Cyrus, or are we talking like Conway Twitty, David Allen Co?
I mean, there's a variety. I mean, you could throw, you could. I mean, it doesn't always have to be country either. I mean, Bob Seger, even Pat Benatar, even Eddie Rabbitt, the Judds. I could go older, or I could go more recent. It's all good.
That is good. Yes, Megan Knowles chiming in. My sister's friend. You and Sarah went to that diner in Manchester. What about movies, Alyssa?
I gotta go Home Alone on that one.
Oh,
that's the family favorite here.
Did you see my meme? It's got the Wet Water Bandits, and it says "Knock, knock, knocking on Kevin's door." Oh my fucking God! Look at them two right
It's a
there.
classic. Yeah, gotta go Home Alone on that one. And that was a family vote, I think.
Two
my family would vote that.
2 is good. New York Run is good with the hotel and the orders food. 3 is kind of stupid. He's not in it. But 2 is good. I like 2. But 1, oh boy, 1. You get a cheese pizza just for me. And I remember when first thing I moved out, I got a cheese pizza and I ate it and sent it to myself like a loser in my apartment. But I found fucking Kevin.
What a hole. Yeah. Some good lines in there. It's good.
Fucking Alyssa. You can visit that house. I think it's in Illinois or New York. But you can visit the house they use. He sees the guy shoveling and he's all nervous. Oh, I gotta watch that now.
It'll come around now because it's Christmas time. So
give me another one, Alyssa. Give me another movie. I know you're a movie buff. I can tell.
No, I'm not really a movie person. I have kids. No? I watch with
them. Oh, SpongeBob. Then fuck it, Heather. What do you? Heather, what do you got for music? It begins with a Y.
I do love some Yellow Wolf. I do love him.
He is he is a Native American rapper signed by Eminem. Yellow Wolf, because he was known as Yellow Wolf. That's his spiritual name. He's a white guy from Alabama who's really good. He sings like Kid Rock. He's acoustic guitar. It's not just rap.
You would think this is the thing. Like I'm not a hip hop girl. I am not anything like rap, hip hop, or anything. But this man has good. His soul. It's just amazing.
If you YouTube later, Yellow Wolf best friend talks about God and is a yellow wolf, a real one inside of a cemetery at night. And he goes in the church and he talks about, God being his best friend and believing in himself, and God wants him. It's just very good. I think you girls would appreciate that.
And when it comes to music,
YELA, Yellow Wolf. Yeah.
I feel like it's all vibrational too. That's why we tend to like certain types of things. So you know what? If anyone ever says to you, you like that song, you're an idiot, tell them to go fuck themselves, because that's your vibe. That's your vibration. So don't listen to anybody. I just wanted to throw that out there. Something was telling me to say that. But anyway, but when it comes to, I'm an 80s girl, Motley Crue and Cinderella and Bon Jovi and Poison.
I got her into Rob Zombie and Mushroom Head and Slipknot though a little bit. She likes some of that shit. Acid Witch.
Yeah. Honestly, like there's such great music out there. The only one I can't really deal with on a long-term basis is like I wouldn't put on the country music station. I'm not saying I wouldn't listen to a country song. I just wouldn't listen to it
I got you into David Allen Co. David Allen Co. Willie Nelson, Merle Haggard. She likes that shit. Johnny Cash. You love Johnny. It's the new poppy shit.
Johnny Cash is amazing.
Like Hootie and the Blowfish shit. You don't like that. What about movies?
Country.
What about movies? We've been to Hubie Halloween, Adam Sandler's movie sites.
So was it our favorite movie?
We've been to the Pet Cemetery house in Hancock, Maine, where Gage got killed.
Yeah.
Remember, I laid in the road where Gage got killed by the truck. That was probably bad. But we've been to some movie sites. We've been to a lot of movie sites. What are some of your favorite movies? I know Friends is your favorite show. You love Chandler. I
love Friends.
But what about movies? Besides Hocus Pocus? Sisters?
You know, there's movies like when it comes to collecting movies, I used to have a whole bunch and then I got rid of them because I'm like, what are all these? But now I'm starting to collect ones that mean a lot to me.
The Godfather.
The Godfather is literally, because that's what I was going to say, is probably
all the National Lampoons. Yeah.
I love The Godfather. I love National Lampoon movies. I love a lot of the 80s movies. The stuff, I wouldn't necessarily say the 80s movies, but stuff that I grew up watching as a kid. As I was developing my mind, I love going back to that time. I'll sit here when I can't sleep at night. I'll come downstairs and I'll put on my Vizio free TV and I'll watch Supermarket Sweep from 1997. Like, you know, because it comforts me. It brings me
before. It's in Walt Disney World in Florida. We gotta go. It's been almost 2 hours. We gotta go. People are timing out. So real quick, we know where we can find you. We'll go through this. I'll have you girls on separately at some point because I can talk to Alyssa and Kat separately for an hour. So we haven't left anything out. We're gonna get going.
Great movies.
People are chiming off. Thank you, ladies, for talking so much, bringing so much to the table, letting us into your lives. Kat, so young and vibrant, so ahead of the game with this system. Alyssa, very wise, still very young, but at a point where you're peaking and you're really knowing stuff, but you're still learning, and I think that's fair. Same thing with Heather and me. The invitation's out there, not just bullshit. You girls ever coming to Maine, I'll show you where the witch is buried, where Stephen King's house is, the Cryptozoology Museum. We'll go to be out of botanical gardens and go smell some sunflowers. I know it's Alyssa's more her thing. You want to sunbathe in the sunflowers, Alyssa? Let's do it. Go out there in a sunflower bikini, whatever, girl. We ain't gonna hold you back. Johnny Kelly says great show. Johnny Kelly's got a podcast. Thank you, Johnny, new friend here.
Yeah, thank you everybody for joining. This is awesome.
Everybody in chat. Nicole says Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. Me and Heather gonna go to Vermont. The Beetlejuice where the house was. It's a hill that's still there. The bridge where the Maitlands fell off and died is still there. It's not a covered bridge. But the bridge. The dog going ape shit's not there. But the hardware store where the guy walks in the beginning is still there in Vermont, next to the Ben and Jerry's
the
factory, and there's a graveyard, Ben and Jerry's graveyard next to it for free. All the flavors died. And they also got Emily's Bridge in Stowe, where a girl committed suicide. That's covered bridge. Vermont's got so much stuff. I can't give away all my secrets. You guys gotta be a tour guide. But if you're ever in Maine, I'll show you where movies were filmed. Stephen King's house. Seriously, ladies. And we come down your way, we'll go do some cool shit. So follow Alyssa Watling Initiative, follow Darlings Eternal, Falling Witch and Life Guide, Adam the Historian Ghost Hunter, Historically Haunted Podcast. We'll end it in 3 minutes, just to be fair, because I'm in ADHD and I like to have it in time. 8:45 will be perfect. So 3 minutes to go. Round table. You guys got a minute each. Say something. Kat.
Ooh, say something. Oh, fun fact. While we're talking about movie sites, my friend sent me, you know, the house in Edward Scissorhands?
Mm-hmm.
It was actually up for sale recently, and they keep the hedges like they did in the movie. It's authentic. Still looks like it was from the film. She sent it to me, and I was like, why would you send that knowing that I cannot afford it? And she was like, I just wanted to show you, like, it's still here, it's preserved, it's cool. And I was like, that's also really fucking heartless of you, but thank you.
Alyssa, go. What do you got?
I would put it back to mediumship wise. I would say, or even not mediumship wise, but don't focus on how everybody else works and how everybody else is successful, because you have your own special perspective or your own special gifts. So it has nothing to do with how Kat gets her information or how I get our information. We could work totally opposite, but if we sit side by side, we're going to get the whole picture. Kind of roll with what you get. Let you be you. Don't worry about how somebody else works and think, oh, I'm so bad because I'm not a clairvoyant. It's not about that. See what you have and offer it.
Fuck, I love that. These I'm not even gonna say females because who cares? These souls that I'm talking to know their shit. Miss Kemenidi, the gorgeous one. Finish it off, that's good lady.
So sweet. So sweet.
I want to smack you before you come up, by the way. Just kidding.
So, the holidays are a couple of days away, and this is the time of
Happy
year.
Thanksgiving, everyone, by the way,
Yeah,
ladies.
absolutely.
Or whoever practices, whatever the holidays.
This time of year is really hard for a lot of people for a lot of reasons. If you're having a great year, then look at that, feel that blessing. But
That's
please reach out and just share some love, share something, whether it be a smile, opening a door, letting someone out in traffic. It doesn't matter the little bit. It doesn't have to be giving $1 to somebody. It doesn't have to cost you anything. Just if you're having a good day, keep that going. Because we all need that right now during the holidays. So
Heather's got a 5-year-old bulldog, Athena Sky, on Facebook, and she's in the background snoring because she's got a flat face. But she's daddy's girl, so fuck off. But yes, Kat's got a couple dogs too. She got a beautiful husky and a black dog. But
in my babies.
So I guess we're done. This will be on my YouTube channel tomorrow. Of course, I'm going to plug it. You know me, I'm the fucking promotion king. This was an honor. Alyssa, I'm going to have you on now. I love that she puts. You know what? I said fuck off. I'm giving you shit because you got a dog in your photo, Amy. I don't even know who you are, but Amy
It's a beautiful dog.
Send me a friend request, Amy, and please watch the show every week and send me likes and hearts. You know me. I'm a glory hog. I love my likes and hearts and comments and shares. Do we miss anything, ladies, women, females, humans?
No.
Alyssa and Kat, while I have you both on record, can I have you both as the show just independently at some point for an hour?
Sure.
Always.
We'll work on times. I'm not going to say next week now, but I will work on it. And
Whatever you want.
Cousin. Awesome. Much love. Very much love. Thank you for tuning in. I know it's a little late. Catch your episode tomorrow. Historically Haunted Podcast Season 2. We're catching some heat now. People are starting to watch, tune in. I appreciate that. I had some awesome guests tonight. The episode will be up tomorrow. You can watch it then. And from all the ladies, I guess, and to all of us, from you historians, happy Thanksgiving, right, girls?
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Everybody have a wonderful night.
Love, light, and reach out to these girls because they've given me readings, and they'll give you some good stuff too. Tune in every Tuesday now at 7 p.m. Eastern. Check out the Historically Haunted YouTube channel and all their channels as well. Thanks, historians, and we'll see you next week.